After the absolutely meteoric rise of GameStop, we've seen the share price come crashing right back down to earth. Let's talk about that. How's it going, guys? Ryan here, back with another investing video, and today we're talking about GME, formerly known as GameStop, the brick and mortar gaming company that was the absolute love of Wall Street bets that got pumped up into the $800 share price and short squeezed to hell. It has come back down to a crashing halt. But before we get into that, guys, please remember to give this video a like. It helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe for more investing, stock market and wealth management content. I'd love to know your thoughts on GME as well down in the comments section below, and if you were in it, did you manage to get out in time? So without further ado, let's take a quick look at the stock itself. As we can see, the latest situation with the GameStop stock price, it went on the absolutely crazy run, which was driven by the short squeeze on Wall Street bets. It went up to a value of $483 at its peak, which is absolutely insane considering that only just a short few weeks before it was trading under, the $20 mark, which is an absolutely insane amount of growth. But as you can see here, it's clearly come to a crashing halt with the stock price absolutely plummeting back down, sitting currently at around $49 per share. So what actually happened to GME, and why did it go on such an insane run and then come crashing back down to the ground? Well, it comes down to a few different factors. The main one we already know about if you've watched my previous videos is due to the short squeeze that occurred. Effectively, what happened was a bunch of retail investors on the Reddit subforum known as Wall Street Bets got together and just started absolutely hammering the stock, buying the stock up as much as possible so that the shorters had to cover themselves, and as a result further increasing the price as well. And that got to a certain point. It got to an absolutely crazy value. The business itself was insanely overvalued, and the reason it had gone up so much was not on any basis whatsoever, unfortunately. It was purely due to the hype, due to the momentum caused by this short squeeze that had occurred. Now, if you watched a few of my other videos, I touch on a concept known as a pump and dump. This is an absolutely classic example of a pump and dump. What we've effectively seen here is the pump on Wall Street bets. We've got all these individuals, all these retail investors getting into the stock, and there was actually some other hedge funds involved as well who were buying up the stock during the period of time that it was going up. And what we saw was a massive fluctuation and then an exodus in retail investors and the hedge funds who were also trying to get on the momentum. Basically, this is a pump and dump. So the price was pumped up by the stock, then it was dumped. Everyone sold at the peak or as it started to go down for a profit, and these are the people who escaped lightly. There are literally still people holding this stock. They've ridden it all the way from literally $20 all the way up to $483 and back down to now the $49 mark. And I feel sorry for these people because they've been trapped. They've been caught in the pump and dump. Now, obviously, if they're in for $20, they're still 100%, 150% up. Good on them. They've done well still in the, I suppose, the grand scheme of things. Making that much on a stock in such a short period of time in any stretch is great, but there was a lot left on the table. And even worse, the main thing to think about is every time you sell a stock or you buy a stock, there's always the other half of the coin. Someone else is, buying the stock that you're selling, or you're buying someone else's stock. So there are people who have bought at the peak at that $483 mark. They have just lost an incredible amount of money due to the fact that the share price just absolutely plummeted. And if you were on Wall Street Bets, you would have seen there was a lot of people and a lot of hype around making sure don't sell your shares, all this sort of stuff. But in the end, this is what happens when you get your emotions involved in investing. Effectively, you're going to lose money purely due to the fact that you are trading or investing based on your heart as opposed to using logic, using your head. It was clearly overvalued. It was a classic pump and dump. The share price had gone up and the valuation of the company, its market cap, went through the roof off the basis of quite literally nothing. There's no reason for GameStop to currently be worth that much money, and as a result, a lot of people made a lot of money, a lot of people lost a lot of money, but a lot of people, I imagine, would have learned a very, very expensive but valuable lesson. Don't get caught in the hype. Don't get caught in the pump and dump scenarios that will just absolutely destroy your portfolio. It can ruin lives. People are throwing in way too much money on something that is so risky. I just wanted to share with you some of the examples of the amount of money people have lost. You can see this poor person has unfortunately lost, $250,000. There was one stage where he was worth 1.75 million. Moved on to the next person, you can see this guy's still buying as it keeps dipping all the way down. As a result, he keeps just losing tons and tons of money. This guy too, exact same scenario going on, still purchasing, and he's losing lots and lots of money here, unfortunately. Another one, same example, you can see the average cost there, even though it's only 25 shares, $155 average cost, but when it's dropped hard, and as a result people are losing a lot of money, and potentially money they don't have. Unfortunately, a lot of people are borrowing. Moving on to the next one, here we can see same thing again. Look at the break even price on this one, $427.50, yet the current price is 0.22. Terrible, absolutely terrible, and this poor person's down a total of 99.8%. They've literally blown up their entire account, unfortunately. And this is the final one, and we can see that it's just another terrible one. Oh, I'm sorry, the second last one, not the final one. Another massive loss here. Absolutely insane losses by a lot of people, and they're still holding on. Here's a huge one. This is the final one I want to share with you. Massive loss. You can see at his peak, man, he was almost at $1 million, absolutely insane. And then here we go, 700k loss as a result, and he's just sitting there, he's still holding. This is the issue, you can't get emotional with your investing and your trading, guys. You're just going to lose out on a lot of money. I suppose the key thing to understand here is that this is not investing. This is just absolute pure gambling, because you're not putting your money into something with any, I suppose, legitimate reason to put your money into that company. There's no announcements coming out that are going to be positive. It's all just, based on hype, based on your expectation that other people are going to buy the stock. And as you all know, the stock market is a completely psychological game, and people buy and sell based on psychology. The price is driven by individuals, so good news is going to drive a stock up, bad news is going to drive it down. In this particular situation, it was a pump and dump driven through the tool of a short squeeze, but as a result, as soon as that squeeze ended, the stock just absolutely plummeted in value, with the smart or more experienced individuals taking their money out of the stock so that they could capitalize, make their profits. I feel really sorry for those people who did actually enter in at the top and have potentially lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm going to wrap up today's video there, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts on the current GME situation and what your experience has been in it. Did you trade the GME pump and dump? Did you avoid it completely? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you did enjoy today's video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that, and subscribe for more of this type of content, as well as, you know, more stock market investing strategies, news, all that sort of good stuff, guys. And with that, I'll bid you farewell. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.